Morning everyone, hope you're all well. My name is Tyrone Huntley and I'd like to welcome you to the very swishy H Club here in the heart of London on this chilly Thursday morning. Today I have the honour of announcing the shortlisted nominees for the 20th Annual WhatsOnStage Awards. As we hope you know, the WhatsOnStage Awards are the largest public voted theatre awards in the UK, so if you took the time to submit nominations, thank you. The audience is at the heart of these awards and they literally couldn't happen without the support and dedication of the people who buy the tickets and keep our industry alive. It's been another brilliant year of UK theatre and this is reflected in the names and productions that are about to be read out. So, without any further ado, here are the nominations in full. Best Supporting Actor in a Play. Alexander Vlahos for Peter Pan, Charlie Cox for Betrayal, Harit Diol for My Beautiful Laundrette, Hamad Animashorn for A Midsummer Night's Dream, Giles Terrera for Rosmer's Home. Best Supporting Actress in a Play. Ria Zmitrovic for The Doctor, Isabella Papas for Appropriate, Monica Dolan for All About Eve, Sophie Thompson for Present Laughter, Indira Varma for Present Laughter. Best Supporting Actor in a Musical, sponsored by the Umbrella Rooms. Joe Sugg for Waitress, Jack Loxton for Dear Evan Hansen, Jordan Luke Gage for And Juliet, Oscar Conlon Mori for Only Fools and Horses, Jason Donovan for Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Best Supporting Actress in a Musical, sponsored by Newman Displays. Laura Baldwin for Waitress, Marisha Wallace for Waitress, Cassidy Jansen for And Juliet, Melanie Labarrie for And Juliet, Rachel Tucker for Come From Away. Best Play Revival, sponsored by JHI Marketing. Betrayal, Harold Pinter Theatre. Death of a Salesman, Young Vic Theatre and Piccadilly Theatre. Present Laughter, The Old Vic. A Midsummer Night's Dream, Bridge Theatre. Lungs, The Old Vic. Best Musical Revival, sponsored by Concord Theatricals. Mary Poppins, Prince Edward Theatre. Evita, Regent's Park Open Air Theatre. Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, the London Palladium. Mame, Hope Mill Theatre, Manchester. 9 to 5, Savoy Theatre. Best Actor in a Play, sponsored by Edwardian Hotels. Tom Hiddleston for Betrayal, Andrew Scott for Present Laughter, Matt Smith for Lungs, Wendell Pierce for Death of a Salesman, Laurie Canaston for The Sun. Best Actress in a Play, sponsored by Tonic Theatre. Claire Foy for Lungs, Zoe Ashton for Betrayal, Hayley Atwell for Rosmer's Home, Sharon D. Clarke for Death of a Salesman, Juliet Stevenson for The Doctor. Best Off-West End Production, sponsored by Les Miserables. Fiver, Southwark Playhouse. The View Upstairs, Soho Theatre. High Fidelity, Turbine Theatre. Preludes, Southwark Playhouse. Falsettos, The Other Palace. Best Regional Production, sponsored by MTI Europe. Mame, Hope Mill Theatre, Manchester. The Colour Purple, Curve Leicester and Birmingham Hippodrome. Life of Pi, Sheffield Theatres. My Beautiful Laundrette, a Curve Leicester, Belgrade Theatre Coventry, Everyman Theatre Cheltenham and Leeds Playhouse co-production. West Side Story, Royal Exchange, Manchester. Best Choreography, Fabian Alois for Evita, Matthew Bourne for Romeo and Juliet, Kelly Devine for Come From Away, Jennifer Webber for And Juliet, Nick Winston for Mame. Best Costume Design, Les Brotherston for Romeo and Juliet, Katrina Lindsay for Small Island, Rob Howell for Present Laughter, Philip Whitcomb for Mame, Paloma Young for And Juliet. Best Direction, sponsored by Love Theatre. Marianne Elliott and Miranda Cromwell for Death of a Salesman, Robert Icke for The Doctor, Jamie Lloyd for Evita, Matthew Warchus for Lungs, Matthew Warchus for Present Laughter. Best New Play, sponsored by Ticketmaster. The Doctor, Almeida Theatre. The Sun, Kiln Theatre and Duke of York's Theatre. My Beautiful Laundrette, a Curve Leicester, Belgrade Theatre, Coventry, Everyman Theatre, Cheltenham and Leeds Playhouse co-production. Life of Pi, Sheffield Theatres. Appropriate, Donmar Warehouse. Best Graphic Design, sponsored by Hexagon Print. De Winters for Anne Juliet. Muse Creative Communications for Captain Corelli's Mandolin. Feast Creative for Equus. Feast Creative for Evita. Bob King Creative for Rosmersholm. Best Lighting Design, sponsored by White Light. John Clark for Evita. Ben Cracknell for Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Howard Hudson for Anne Juliet. Jessica Hung Han Yun for Equus. Tim Lutkin and Hugh Vanstone for Present Laughter. Best Musical Direction. Ian Eisendrath, Alan Berry and team for Come From Away. Kimberly Grigsby for The Light in the Piazza. Alex Parker for Mame. John Rigby for Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Alan Williams for Evita. Best Set Design, sponsored by Sign Digital. Sutra Gilmore for Anne Juliet. Sutra Gilmore for Evita. Rob Howell for Present Laughter. Robert Jones for The Light in the Piazza. Ray Smith for The Night of the Iguana. Best Sound Design, sponsored by Stage Sound Services. Ben Harrison for Mame. Nick Lidster for Evita. Gareth Owen for Anne Juliet. Gareth Owen for Come From Away. Mick Potter for The Light in the Piazza. Best Video Design, sponsored by PRG. John Driscoll for Small Island. Will Duke for Grief is the Thing with Feathers. Anjay Goulding for Anne Juliet. PJ McAvoy for Falsettos. Ewan Jones Morris for A Very Expensive Poison. Best Actor in a Musical, sponsored by De Winters. David Hunter for Waitress. Sam Tutty for Dear Evan Hansen. Jack Yarrow for Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Oliver Tomset for Anne Juliet. Charlie Stemp for Mary Poppins. Best Actress in a Musical, sponsored by Café de Paris. Lucy Jones for Waitress. Catherine McPhee for Waitress. Miriam Teak Lee for Anne Juliet. Tracy Bennett for Mame. Zizi Strallen for Mary Poppins. Best New Musical, sponsored by H Club. Waitress, Adelphi Theatre. And Juliet, Manchester Opera House and Shaftesbury Theatre. Dear Evan Hansen, Noel Coward Theatre. Come From Away, Phoenix Theatre. Only Fools and Horses, Theatre Royal Haymarket. This year there are two special awards. The first is the Equity Award for Services to Theatre that is voted for entirely by members of Equity. The award, formerly known as Best West End Show, is being rebranded. Further details of that will be announced this Sunday, so keep your ears to the ground. So that's it, another year, another fantastic bunch of nominees, so all you need to do now is get voting. But before I tell you how to do that, I'd just like to take this moment to thank all of our generous sponsors without whom the awards couldn't take place, and special thanks to H Club for looking after us this morning. They've been brilliant. Now, head to awards.whatsonstage.com to cast your votes, and if you want to join us on the night, you'll be able to book tickets for the ceremony there too. It all happens on Sunday, the 1st of March 2020 at the Prince of Wales Theatre from 7 p.m. It's going to be a very special night. Hope you all can make it. Now that's it. On behalf of What's on Stage and myself, Tyrone Huntley, thank you and goodbye.